Hey, here's a live look right now from Rampart High School and D20 students getting ready to shave their heads once again for the 16th straight year for a fantastic cause.
And ballots for the city election are on their way to voters today. Coming up, we'll tell you what to expect when you receive yours in the mail.
Hey, good morning, friends. It's now 6 a.m. on this Friday, March 10th. I'm Josh Elma.
And I'm Bryn Carmen. It is so good to see you on this Friday morning. We want to get right over to Storm Tracker 13 meteorologist Chris Larson, where Chris, temperatures are going to be really comfortable today. And we are seeing a gorgeous sunrise shot that just sets the stage for what we can expect.
Rolling into the weekend. Look at that. Beautiful pink and blue sky this morning. You're going to see quite a bit of cloud cover today, but the temperatures are going to be mild. We're talking about 60s, even some 70s across the area. 25 degrees currently. You've got a northeasterly wind at about 7 miles an hour this morning. A little cooler in Pueblo at 19, 24 Lyman, 25 Canyon City. Warm spot there, likely in Salida with 37 degrees, 37 as well in Lamar this morning. Already seeing some of that snow moving into the I-70 corridor down to the south. You've got rain and snow back across the western slope, but the mountains, if you're heading that way this weekend, know that we do have winter storm warnings up. These are through late Saturday night, winter weather advisories as well. So plan now for some slow travel, some snow on the roads, and some snow impacts. For today, we've got 62 degrees in the Springs, 71 in La Junta, 69 Lamar, upper 50s around Salida, and again, really anywhere from Leadville, Gunnison to the west there, that snow will continue to move in throughout the day today. All right, let's go ahead, take a look at your morning commute. Highway I-25 and Interquest this morning. Then things are looking pretty good at this hour. So let's head up to the Denver Metro this morning. I-25, if that's your commute plan heading into Denver, we look good. Not seeing any major accidents, and most of the roadways up into the Denver area are running in the green this morning. Traveling from Monument over the Palmer Divide into Castle Rock looks good. If you're coming out of Monument down into Colorado Springs, no slowdowns there, and we are accident free and early enough that we're not seeing any kind of major volume delays as of yet. So if you're heading northbound, a very typical 50 minutes to the Denver Metro, and you're heading south to Pueblo, about a 35-minute drive. Guys, back over to you.
Chris, thank you. Now to your voice, your vote. Today is the day. Ballots will begin to be mailed out as of this morning for this year's general municipal election.
Yeah, our Natasha Lynn's with us right now in studio to break it all down for us and what will be on the ballot this year when you get it.
Josh, Bren, well, this is simply a city election, and so only those who live within city limits are eligible to vote. And this behind me, this is what it's going to look like. So this year it's going to be a white ballot with green writing. And on your ballot, you'll be voting for the new city mayor, 3 at-large city council seats, 1 district council member, and there will be a question to extend the trails open space and park sales and use tax. This one's going to be on the back, so voters are going to need to turn the ballot over to see that one. And the winning mayoral candidate, they must receive 50% or more of the vote to win. And if that doesn't happen, there will be a runoff election on May 16th. You should have received a notice in the mail for the tax extension question with more information on it. But otherwise, voters are encouraged to do their own research on the candidates and who they want to vote for.
We mailed out a Tabor notice for the tax extension question, and that should be arriving in everybody's homes. We mailed it out last Friday. That's the only other information other than the ballot that you will receive. Okay. We have a sample ballot and a lot of great information on our website, coloradosprings.gov/elections, and then there's links to contact information for the candidates themselves.
Election workers say the most common mistakes people make when voting involves the envelope. They say to put your ballot in the provided envelope, sign the envelope, and then seal it before mailing it or dropping it off. And if you don't receive a ballot within 1 week, so by the 17th, you're encouraged to call the city elections office at 719-385-5901 so you can get a replacement. And all ballots, they must be received by April 4th at 7 p.m. And there's many different ways that you can vote. You can either mail it, you can bring it in person to the elections office, or you can drop it off at one of 26 locations, which we're going to have a link to on our website, krdo.com. In studio, I'm Natasha Lynn for KRDO News Channel 13.
All right, thanks, Natasha. New this morning, the Denver Public School Board is moving forward with a vote to close 3 of its schools due to critically low enrollment. According to our Denver news partners, the schools recommended to close Denver Discovery, Fairview Elementary, and the Mathematics and Science Leadership Academy. Yesterday, the board voted unanimously to close Denver Discovery and MSLA. They also voted 6-1 to close Fairview. DPS held community feedback meetings this month at each of the 3 schools recommended for closure, and since then, they've guaranteed new positions for staff at all 3 schools impacted. And this morning, students, teachers, staff, everyone at Rampart High School, they're so excited. It's the 16th year they've shaved their heads.
Yep. Bald for Bucks. It's a huge fundraiser. They were hoping to raise $16,000 for that big year, which they've already done.
Nailed it already.
They've already surpassed that. KRDO News Channel 13's Jessica Grunling joins us now live from Rampart High School to kick off this year's event. And Jessica, we are eagerly waiting to see some students shave it all.
Yes, that is coming next. But first, who we're talking to is Jeannie Baxter here, and she's been shaving heads here for 13 years at this event. She's one of the 26 stylists that come out and donate their time. So tell us why you got involved 13 years ago.
So I originally got involved. Both my daughters came to Rampart, they're alumni, and my niece was on student council. Got a call one day that they needed some extra bodies to shave heads. So signed up, and the rest is history.
And you keep coming back.
Keep
so
coming
what
back.
does this event mean to you to be able to help out?
Oh, it's a great cause. I love the whole assembly aspect of it. The students really get engaged and really support each other. And it's just a pleasure to be here.
Yeah. What's usually the reaction when people start shaving their heads?
Oh, it's just excitement. Everybody's into it. And some of the people are, especially the girls, sometimes are real nervous, but they're just really into it.
Yeah.
So it's a great thing.
It's got to be cool to see these kids coming together and raising money for, a really great cause.
Absolutely. Yeah. They all go out of their way to get the extra money, get their friends and family involved. So yeah, we just love it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Jeannie will start, shaving heads here in a few hours, and actually we'll see Eli, who we talked to earlier this morning, get his head shaved as well. But for now, I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, stay tuned for that. He's a brave one. You probably never had a field trip like 5th graders in D49 have had the last couple of weeks. Buzzing in school at Springs Ranch Elementary, Josh, are surgeons who are bringing very realistic scenarios to these students who may one day want to be a doctor.
Yeah, this is certainly the ickiest school buzz segment to date. This is fake blood, by the way. I'm clearly not a surgeon. 5th graders at Springs Ranch Elementary, they had a lot of fun doing this, though. They got a hands-on look at what it's like to be a surgeon, had a blast doing it. This was the second recent trip for UC Health to Springs Ranch. Doctors came on site to the school, went through all the body systems, their functions, spoke about the harmful effects of alcohol as well, and then gave the students a trauma patient dummy where they had to administer CPR, utilize a breathing bag, put in an IV. They even performed surgery on pig skin with fake blood, even had to extract an object and then put in sutures. Invaluable fun for these kids, and it's a lesson that Dr. Tiffany Willard says students actually remember and talk about years later.
I think they're going to be faced with a lot of difficult choices as we move forward through junior high and high school, and I hope that they take away that every single thing that they decide to do has an impact on themselves and other people around them.
Really neat. I can't imagine doing this when I was in 5th grade. So much fun, so interesting. What a great way to really just get kids in the middle of it, in the thick of the learning process by fantastic demonstrations. Do you know a remarkable project like this at your school? A great student, a great teacher? Let me know about them. Schoolbuzz@krdo.com.
There's an event today in Colorado Springs that's all about helping toddlers with disabilities make developmental strides. This morning from 10 to 11:30 at Shields Sporting Goods, the Resource Exchange is hosting an adaptive car building event. Teams of therapists, technicians, and volunteers will all work together to assemble 4 miniature motorized cars. The goal is to give more mobility to toddlers with some developmental disabilities who can't walk without some assistance. And by the end of the event, 4 local toddlers will receive their brand new wheels. Well, we are following yet another Norfolk Southern train derailment, this time in Alabama.
Yeah, the disaster happened the same day the company's CEO was testifying about the East Palestine incident. There's a live look right now. Hunter, look at that gorgeous sunrise this morning. Hey, we're nearing daylight saving time. Another reason this time of year is exciting. How's the weather shaping up for the weekend? You know it. Chris Larson's going to fill us in. You're watching GMC. We'll BRB in just 2.
Absolutely Colorado is a partnership in your community.
We have now raised nearly $1.2 million for various Southern Colorado charities.
That's people helping people. That's Absolutely Colorado.
Welcome back, everyone. The National Transportation Safety Board has another Norfolk Southern derailment to deal with, and it actually happened the same day that the company CEO was grilled by U.S. senators in connection to the recent derailments that happened in Ohio. KRDO News Channel 13's digital anchor Willa Scott is in the 13 Alert Center with the latest details on this most recent derailment and the ironic timing of it all.
Bryn, another setback for Norfolk Southern is a westbound train from Atlanta to Meridian, Mississippi, derailed in a wooded area in Alabama. According to local emergency officials, no injuries or road blockages were reported in yesterday's incident, but it comes on the heels of two recent derailments in Ohio, including one last month in East Palestine when toxic materials contaminated the air, water, and soil. Hours after the Alabama derailment, Norfolk Southern CEO Alan Shaw testified in a Senate hearing, vowing to fix the situation in East Palestine.
Norfolk Southern will clean the site safely, thoroughly, and with urgency. You have my personal commitment.
In the wake of the derailment on Capitol Hill, there's a bipartisan push to hold companies like Norfolk Southern accountable with the new bill to increase safety and boost regulations on the rail industry, requiring new safety procedures for trains carrying hazardous materials. The National Transportation Safety Board announced an investigation into the Alabama derailment and the safety culture and practices over at Norfolk Southern. Bryn?
Willis, thank you. Charges are dropped against a Fremont County man accused of sexually assaulting a young girl. Why prosecutors say the failure to properly share evidence may be the reason why.
Nice start to the day out in Alamosa, the San Luis Valley. Going to be warm and a little bit windy this afternoon. We've got snow moving into the mountains today through the day on Saturday. I've got your forecast coming up.
Storm Tracker 13 is brought to you by Steel City Solar, the premier solar company in southern Colorado. See how Steel City Solar can help you harness the sun to lower your energy bills.
Good Friday morning. Welcome back. What a gorgeous sunrise shot here from the top of Cheyenne Mountain looking out to the east. Now, we do have quite a bit of cloud cover. Gives us a nice sunrise. We'll be warm today, but we're not going to be completely sunny. We're going to see quite a bit of high cloud cover because we've got a storm system moving into the Rockies. 29 right now, Canyon City, 30 Walsenburg, 25 in Colorado Springs, and 24 this hour out in the Lyman area. Already seeing some light to moderate snow into the mountains along the I-70 corridor heading south. You've got some rain showers coming out of Utah and into the western slopes. So warmer today, mainly cloudy with rain showers. We're going to see an upper little wave kind of pass across our area. We'll also see at the surface a cold front pass through, and that will give us a chance for some showers, maybe even an isolated thunderstorm threat as we go into the day on Saturday. Everybody will be slightly cooler on Sunday with maybe a rain snow mix in the morning and rain showers as we go into the afternoon. Don't think it's going to be one of those days where you see a heavy steady rain all day long, but showers here and there for both Saturday and Sunday. Now the mountains, it's a different story. You've got snow this morning. Snow will continue into the late morning, early into the afternoon. By 4, 5, 6 o'clock, we may see one little lull in the activity, but that's going to kind of come back in with a vengeance as we head late night and overnight and into Saturday morning. So let's start here at midnight. Again, showers across the plains will be possible as we head through the overnight hours, but they're going to be very isolated in nature. Snow tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. from Leadville, Salida, mountains out to the west, down into the San Juans, and along the Sangre de Cristos we'll continue to see periods of snow. It's really tomorrow afternoon and into the evening hours that we see a few isolated rain showers and possibly that thunderstorm as we go deeper into the afternoon. By tomorrow night, the focus shifts down to the south into the San Juan Mountains for some of that heavier snow. For today, we're talking about temperatures in the low 60s, upper 60s, even a couple of low 70s possible out across the plains this afternoon. We'll keep 57 for the high in Salida today. Overnight lows, again, with anywhere from partly to mostly cloudy skies. That cloud cover acting as a blanket, keeping our morning starts in the upper 30s and low 40s. And again, not out of the realm of possibility that we see a few showers tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, it's not really cold, but it is cooler. 56 and 63, 40s, 50s, and 60s out across the plains. Snow will continue at times in the mountains where we've got temperatures of 37 in the Gun Gunnison area colder at the higher elevations. Let's look at your Monument Palmer Lake 7-day forecast, because we do have rain and snow showers in the forecast for Saturday afternoon, some snow overnight into Sunday morning. We're drier Monday and Tuesday. We've got another system middle of next week. Woodland Park, 50 degrees Saturday, 41 on Sunday, so we're certainly going to be cooler heading through the weekend. A drying and warming trend for Monday and Tuesday. Canyon City, an isolated thunderstorm threat for your Saturday. Could see a snow shower here and there overnight into Sunday morning. We're back into the mid-60s by Tuesday. Pueblo, 63 for your Saturday afternoon. Spotty rain showers. Again, a few rain showers overnight into Sunday morning. 54 degrees coming up on Monday. Partly cloudy skies Monday and Tuesday. We're back close to 70 on Tuesday before our next system enters the weather picture Wednesday and Thursday next week. So again, I don't think it's a terribly active day, but certainly some isolated rain showers and a possible thunderstorm Saturday. And it's certainly possible with a morning low of 26 on Sunday that we get a couple of snow showers here. Right now, it certainly does not look like much in terms of any accumulating snow. We're drier Monday and Tuesday and back into the 60s. We've got another system coming our way Wednesday into Thursday. So again, a fairly active weather pattern here. And I know, Bryn, you're going skiing, so I think the weekend in the mountains looks pretty good.
I'm so excited. And it's nice, too, because folks down here don't have to be impacted too much. They might see a rain or snow shower, but overall pretty good. Taking a look at your traffic now, we want to take you outside for a live look at I-25 and Briargate. Things are moving really good this morning for your morning commute. Drive times do look normal to Denver or to Pueblo. We're not seeing any slowdowns, which is nice as the sun starts to come up, and we do get more travelers on the road. More drivers start to leave about this time into about 8. So keep that in mind. We're seeing a lot more congestion going northbound, but again, a steady stream. Everything looks fine if you're traveling on Highway 24 either direction, or if you're traveling around the airport or on Powers, things look good. But again, if you are going west this weekend, do be prepared for those snowy conditions, which we're already seeing in the mountains this morning. In our 13 Investigates coverage, charges have been dropped against a Fremont County man accused of sexually assaulting a young girl.
Brandon Allen was accused of sexually assaulting a young girl last year in Canyon City, but his attorneys, this is Brandon Allen right here, his attorneys filed documents claiming they have received fewer than 30 pages of records from prosecutors. The office of District Attorney Linda Stanley had to dismiss the case after the judge approved sanctions over the matter. A Colorado Springs defense attorney who's been watching the case from afar says a dismissal like this is nearly unheard of. Well, scientists are getting their closest look yet at an iceberg named the Doomsday Glacier.
What the study is showing researchers about the effects of climate change.
Get your Storm Tracker 13 forecast on the radio at Y96.9, number 1 for New Country.
Storm Tracker 13 is sponsored by McDivitt Law Firm, the trial attorneys fighting for your rights and providing next-level service for over 40 years.
Well, new this morning, for the first time ever, scientists are getting a good look at what's happening underneath glaciers impacted by climate change.
A team of researchers from the U.S. and New Zealand did launch a robot to look below a 74,000 square mile glacier in Antarctica. The massive ice is also known as the Doomsday Glacier, and it's responsible for about 4% of global sea level rising. Images taken by the robot, do reveal that while the glacier's melting rate was slower than expected, warm water was creating cracks and crevasses where the melt is happening faster.
By being able to go in there and say, okay, this is exactly how this works right in this system, then we have this piece of the puzzle that we didn't have before.
The studies using the robot's images could help researchers understand the impact of climate change on that glacier and how that will add to sea level rise in our future. Well, NASA is tracking a new asteroid that has a small chance of hitting Earth in about 20 years, specifically, though, on Valentine's Day of 2046. So if you've got plans already, you need to write this down.
Yeah, not a Valentine's Day apocalypse.
Oh, no.
My goodness. Yeah, come 2046, this asteroid, it's 164 feet in diameter, which is about the size of an Olympic swimming pool. Doesn't sound too big, right? But it's pretty big for an asteroid to come through our atmosphere. Officials say the chance of it actually striking Earth are 1 in 600. But on NASA's risk scale, they rank it as extremely unlikely with no cause for public concern. However, they also say that this asteroid could cause severe damage if it were to strike nearly a heavily populated area. A much smaller asteroid, for instance, struck Russia in 2013. If you remember seeing that footage, that generated a shockwave that injured 1,500 people, damaged thousands of buildings.
Oh, man. A new study is shedding light on how bees use dance moves to communicate where they find pollen. Scientists call the phenomenon woggle dancing. Researchers have discovered that young bees perfect the behavior by touching their antenna to older bees who are also dancing. They figured that out by comparing a hive of bees where the elders were removed to ones with experienced bees present. Bees in the hive without experienced dancers still used a dancing to communicate, but their instructions had more errors. So it seems that while the behavior is innate, young bees learn best by observing from their elders, which is pretty darn cool.
Dancing bees, who knew? Sounds like a minor league baseball mascot.
I like it.
Be right back.
I am so incredibly thankful for you and KRDO staying and pursuing this and rooting out what you have found, because, you know, if the city council can't address these things, what hope do the rest of us have?
GMC continues with the Morning Jam. Your news starts right now.
Good morning, Colorado, and welcome to the Morning Jam on GMC. It is 6:30 on your Friday. It is March 10th. I'm Bryn Carbon.
I'm Josh Helman. Thanks for joining us. So happy you're here. Bald for Bucks, happening today at Rampart High School. This is something that they look forward to every single year, not just teachers and students, but everyone in the community really rallying together for a fantastic cause to hopefully raise money to beat cancer.
They've been doing this for 16 years now. Not only do they have a lot of students that are willing to shave their heads, they've got to bring in parents and volunteers and teachers to do the shaving. So they make a whole big event out of it, and it's so much fun. We've got KRDO News Channel 13's Jessica Grunling, who joins us live. And Jessica, it looks like Eli is ready to go. He's been doing this all 4 years of high school now.
Yes, it is head shaving time here this morning. You guys met Eli earlier this morning. And who's shaving your head behind us here?
This is my best friend, Josh.
All right, Josh, and I know you shaved his head before, correct? Mm-hmm. How are you feeling right now about to shave again?
A little nervous, but mostly excited.
All right, Eli, how do you feel?
I'm just the same, excited and grateful to have this opportunity.
All right, we'll let you get going. We'll talk to Eli as you do this, so go right ahead, start shaving. Eli, one of the big parts of this that we've talked about is the hero child. So tell us about this year's kid that you guys are, going to be honoring today. That's a lot of hair gone.
So yeah, this year's hero child, his name is Keenan. It's actually his birthday today, so it's just amazing that we have this, that we can do this for him today. He loves dinosaurs and Jurassic Park and Jurassic World, so all of our decorations have been dinosaur themed. And yeah, so he's been fighting with leukemia, and just Bald for Bucks provides us with the opportunity to support him and his family, and just honor all the sacrifices that they've had to make over the past few months. It's really cool that we can do this and just show him how much he means to us and how much he's inspired and encouraged all of us. And yeah, so I think a big part of the reason why so many people shave and cut their hair is in honor of the hero child, who just inspires us with their smile and everything that they do.
Awesome. This is looking quite good right now, if I do say so myself. But you'll continue getting your head shaved. And like we've mentioned, their goal this year was to raise $16,000. They've already surpassed that. If you'd like to donate, we have links over at KRDO.com. More kids will be shaving their heads today. That's starting at 10 o'clock this morning. So we'll be here for that. And we'll be here to meet Keenan, their hero child this year, who Eli was talking about. For now, Chris, we'll send it back to you in the studio. If you need a good haircut, hey, you can come down here today.
A little tight on the side. I think we need to get Josh Helmuth out there next year.
Not going to happen.
I think Josh could give it up. Love for locks.
My hair wouldn't grow back, Chris. Wouldn't grow back, my friend.
Morning, excuse me, I'm all choked up now. Morning Jamcast, cloudy and cool as we head into the morning. A nice warm Friday ahead of us here across the area. We're at 25 degrees right now. We've got winds out of the northeast at about 7 miles an hour. 19 Pueblo, 24 Lyman, 29 in Canyon City. You'll look out to our west, back into the mountains, already seeing some light to moderate snow. That will continue to fill in during the day today. We've got winter storm warnings, winter weather advisories up for the mountains. So if you're doing traveling later today or into the day on Saturday, say you're heading up to the mountains Saturday morning for some skiing or riding, just know that the roads may be snow covered and slick. For today, 69 degrees Pueblo, breezy, 71 La Junta, 55 in Lyman, and 62 degrees here in Colorado Springs. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at your Friday morning commute. Things shaping up pretty nicely here across the area. I-25 at Briargate continues to run smoothly. It has been all morning long, so that's a bit of good news there. And we'll take you back up to the Denver Metro right right now. Here's one thing to notice. Just to the north of I-70, we've got an accident southbound I-25. But if you're heading up I-25 into downtown, right now it's looking good across the area. We're in the green from Monument, Palmer Divide into Castle Rock. And if you're coming from Monument down into Colorado Springs, you're running in the green. No major accidents to report here. Seeing just a couple little slowdowns on the outer edge there of Highway 24 driving out to the east. So your drive time 50 minutes now, northbound to Denver, 70 miles an hour. And if you're heading south to Colorado Springs, it's a 35-minute drive.
All right, thanks so much, Chris. This morning we're waiting on an update about the man who was hit by a vehicle in Fountain. Last we heard he was in critical condition. Happened just after 9 last night in an area where South Academy runs underneath I-25. Because of the severity of the man's injuries, he was immediately rushed to the hospital. Lanes were blocked for hours as Fountain police conducted a full investigation. No word on if the driver could face any charges for that crash. In continuing coverage this morning, CSPD says a driver who hit 2 police cars last month was drunk at the time of the crash. Happened on February 17th. 2 officers were responding to a burglary call near Sinton Road. Police say it was Alexander Thomas driving. He's now arrested, charged with vehicular assault DUI, a Class 4 felony.
The El Paso County coroner has identified the person who died after crashing into a tree on North Carefree Circle 11 days ago. His name is Robert Adams, a 38-year-old from Colorado Springs. His death marks the 11th traffic death in the Springs so far this year. Police say alcohol doesn't appear to be a factor in the crash, but speed did play a role. Colorado State Patrol is looking for any information related to a deadly hit and run that happened near Alamosa. The crash occurred Wednesday night just before 7 on Highway 17 in the town of Mosca. CSP says 1 person died and that the crash involved an unknown vehicle and a pedestrian. State Patrol says the vehicle involved may be a black semi-truck with possible damage to the front left portion of it. Anyone with information related to this accident is being asked to call the Colorado State Patrol number in Alamosa at their communications center. In your voice, your vote. Ballots are going out today for this year's general municipal election.
Yeah, if you live within city limits, you're going to get a mail ballot in the next couple of days. Or Natasha Lynn is live in studio to explain what will be on the ballot this year.
Well, Josh, Bryn, this behind me, this is what it's going to look like this year. It's a white envelope as usual, but with green writing. And so on your ballot, you're going to be voting for the new city mayor, 3 at-large city council seats, 1 district council member, and there's going to be a question to extend the trails open space and park sales and use tax. And that one is going to be on the back, so voters are going to need to turn that ballot over to see that one. And the winning mayoral candidate must receive 50% or more of the vote to win. And if that doesn't happen, there will be a runoff election on May 16th. If you don't receive a ballot within 1 week, so by the 17th, you're encouraged to call the city elections office at 719-385-5901 so they can get you a replacement. And election workers say the most common mistakes people make when voting involve the envelope.
When you go to seal the ballot, it's very clear there's a big green arrow, big box, sign here, and a lot of people just it's surprising how many people don't sign it. Also, remember to put the ballot in the envelope. You know, sometimes we have that occur.
You should have received a notice in the mail for the tax extension question with more information on it. But otherwise, voters are encouraged to do their own research on the candidates and who they want to vote for. And all ballots, they must be received by April 4th at 7 p.m. And there's many different ways that you can vote. You can either mail it, you can bring it in person to the elections office, or you can drop it off at one of 26 locations, which we have a link to on our website, krdo.com. In studio, I'm Natasha Lynn for KRDO News Channel 13.
All right, thanks, Natasha. As of this morning, about $1.2 million have been poured into the race to be the next mayor of Colorado Springs.
We're now taking a closer look at who's getting all of that money and where exactly it's coming from. In the race to be the next mayor of Colorado Springs, we have a field of 12 candidates, 3 of which are head and shoulders above the rest when it comes to collecting campaign contributions. Sally Clark has collected the 3rd most money in the mayoral race. The O'Neill Group is her biggest donor, giving her $100,000 of the more $300,000 she's collected so far. The 2nd highest candidate as far as funding is Yemi Mobolade, and he's raised about $320,000. However, Colorado Springs City Councilor Wayne Williams has raised significantly more money than any other candidate. He's also got the largest single donation in the field, $250,000 from the Political Action Committee, Colorado Springs Forward, and $70,000 from other other donors. This morning, sources say Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has made a decision on a bid for the White House, and there are new indications former President Trump could be facing criminal charges.
KRDO's digital anchor Willis Scott's with us right now with developments here in the race for the White House.
Brent and Josh, this morning, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has reportedly made up his mind about running for president as he heads to Iowa today. Sources tell ABC News DeSantis is privately telling allies he intends to launch a 2024 bid for the White House, and his team believes an announcement will come after the end of the Florida legislative session in May or June. The news comes as former President Trump faces new legal trouble. He's been invited to testify before a grand jury in New York, according to sources familiar with the matter. The grand jury is investigating Trump's role in the alleged hush money payment to Stormy Daniels before the 2016 presidential election. In a lengthy statement, Trump denied having an affair with Daniels and called the case a political witch hunt. Meanwhile, President Biden outlined his $6.8 trillion budget plan at a rally in Philadelphia yesterday.
My plan is going to reduce the deficit by $3 trillion over 10 years. We also have to ask the wealthiest and biggest corporations to begin to pay their fair share.
The plan calls for new spending on things like family leave and universal pre-K. It would also shore up Medicare and aim to lower prescription drug costs. His budget has no chance of passing in the Republican-led House, but the president is using it to lay the groundwork for an expected re-election bid. Bryn?
Willis, thank you. The Mexican cartel, believed to be responsible for kidnapping 4 Americans, has issued a letter of apology. In a handwritten letter, the Gulf Cartel Scorpion Group apologized to the city of Matamoros, the affected Americans and their families, as well as the innocent Mexican bystander who was killed in the shooting. The letter also explains the cartel turned over the 5 members responsible for the crime who were operating outside their rules. Law enforcement officials on both sides of the border believe the letter is authentic and that the Americans were targeted in a case of mistaken identity. The bodies of the 2 South Carolina residents who were killed, Shaid Woodward and Zindell Brown, were returned to Brownsville, Texas funeral home yesterday. 1 other American was injured and 1 was unharmed.
Police in Germany are investigating a shooting at a Jehovah's Witness center. Happened in Hamburg, killed several people. Authorities say it was a lone gunman, opened fire after a religious service there, killed at least 7 people. The suspected shooter was also found dead along with several other wounded victims. Authorities have not released any additional information or a possible motive in this shooting. Coming up on the Morning Jam on GMC, a family's now rebuilding after a fire burned their business space right to the ground. We're going to tell you what they hope can come out of it.
Plus, an Arapahoe County woman is now thanking jury duty service for saving her life. How she's hoping to now inspire others. Straight ahead.
Well, a Pueblo County man has pleaded guilty to a number of federal charges tied to a house explosion in Pueblo West. According to the Pueblo County Sheriff's Office, a 42-year-old named Jeremiah Bryant literally blew up his garage back in May of 2020. The explosion was the result of butane fumes from an illegal hash oil operation. Bryant was not arrested at the time because he was rushed to the hospital with severe burns, but a search warrant led investigators to tubs of marijuana product, hash oil, equipment used to manufacture marijuana concentrates. Bryant has pleaded guilty to 4 federal felonies, including manufacturing and possession of a controlled substance. Well, family in Peyton is now looking to rebuild, hoping to rebuild after a fire destroyed their garage and workspace that actually held the family's leather business.
Sunday night, John Tutis and his son were working on a project together in their garage when they went inside for the night, not knowing hot coals were still burning in there. What would eventually lead to a fire destroyed the entire garage, including several of John's projects and his leather sewing machine that's worth thousands of dollars.
There is an element of what was lost and just trying to regain that back someday.
Now, John says he's choosing to funnel his emotions towards the future. This weekend, John, along with his neighbors and friends, are gathering together to help the family clear out all of that remaining debris and all the charred items. A woman from Arapahoe County is now saying being summoned for jury duty actually saved her life. 69-year-old Shirley Bennett was fulfilling a jury duty summons at the Arapahoe County Courthouse when she collapsed because of a heart attack while leaving the courtroom. A district attorney who's also a doctor ran to her side to keep track of her pulse while deputies did compressions for about 10 minutes before South Metro paramedics arrived. Since then, Shirley has gone through 3 heart attacks, and she is now really thankful for those who sprang into action to keep her alive.
You're looking at a woman who should be dead, but not so. She's alive and well and going on with living her life and doing the things she needs to do.
You do it, Shirley. What a crazy story. I'm sure she's grateful for everyone that was there. Right place, right time. She is taking her first CPR class. She says she did that back in 1969. So she could also save a life if something were to happen. She hopes her story will inspire others to take that CPR class as well.
Taking a live look out on Highway 24. Nice warm Friday ahead of us, but plenty of cloud cover as well as snow begins to move into the mountains. I've got your full forecast coming up next.
A snowstorm makes its way here starting tonight. It's a region-wide snow for us tonight. Some high impacts to our roads by Wednesday morning.
Take it easy, take it slow, guys.
And one of those mornings where you don't know where the lanes are. Road conditions are deteriorating.
40-mile-per-hour winds, they have arrived.
We will continue to see moderate to heavy snow through the late morning, early into the afternoon. .649, welcome back. Mostly cloudy right now. Nice little sunrise shot there. This is looking out to the east from the top of Cheyenne Mountain this morning. With the cloud cover, those temperatures still on the chilly side. Mid-20s here, Colorado Springs, some teens around Pueblo. 39 in Salida this morning. Then you've got 20s and 30s out across the plains currently. Winds are relatively light here, Colorado Springs and Pueblo. A little stronger over towards Burlington and across the eastern plains, and you can see pockets where we've got some stronger winds right now in the mountains. Coming out of the mountains down into Walsenburg, up to 30 miles an hour right now. Also seeing some light to moderate snow building into the mountains this morning, and you've got rain and snow showers back to the west into the western slope. This will continue today, kind of ramp up throughout the day today, and then continue to snow overnight into tomorrow morning. Warm temperatures today under this ridge of high pressure, but again, with this stream of moisture coming into the four corners, quite a bit of high cloudiness across the region. We'll see a cold front move across the area during the day on Saturday. Behind that, we've got cooler temperatures, and we will see some rain showers and maybe even an isolated thunderstorm, and we're going to keep it cool in the 40s coming up for the second half of the weekend, with perhaps even a few snow showers early on Sunday morning. So here we are at 6 a.m. this morning. Models may be overdoing it a little bit with the steadier snow that we're seeing right now, but you get the idea that as we head into the late afternoon and the evening hours, that snow will ramp up in the mountains, rain and snow in the lower elevations back to our west, but this will continue. Maybe a little bit of a lull, 6, 7, 8 o'clock, but then by later tonight we'll see that next slug of moisture pushing in, and again moderate to heavy snow over the high country. So that continues overnight into Saturday morning. Could see a few morning rain showers, and then again with the front coming through, we'll see a few showers and maybe even an isolated thunderstorm as we go into Saturday afternoon and evening. Looks like a lot of the action will be a little bit further out to the east, but then late Saturday night as the colder air arrives and we see more of a northerly wind, we may even see a few snow showers overnight. Now, the heavy snow is not going to impact Colorado Springs or Pueblo, but if you're heading to the mountains, you see the brighter pinks there, anywhere from a foot and in some places maybe up to 2 feet of snow as we make our way from right now and into Sunday morning. We'll keep you posted on that. Today, 69 Pueblo, 71 La Junta, 60s and 70s out across the plains, mid and upper 50s around Salida, and 56 degrees in Alamosa. Again, mostly cloudy with a chance for showers and maybe an isolated thunderstorm tomorrow afternoon. Will cool those temperatures into the 50s and lower 60s tomorrow. Monument Palmer Lake do plan for some rain showers early Saturday, and then some rain and snow showers Saturday night into Sunday morning. We're drier Monday and Tuesday. We'll see another system middle of next week as we go from Wednesday into Thursday. Woodland Park up there in the higher elevations, certainly looking at some snow showers tomorrow afternoon and evening, and some snow overnight into Sunday morning. We're back into the mid-50s by Tuesday. Canyon City, 62 tomorrow afternoon, 48 on Sunday. So second half of the weekend, much cooler again. Showers and thunderstorms possible tomorrow afternoon at about 40%. Pueblo, 63, and then we drop to a high of only 49 on Sunday. We'll dry out Monday and Tuesday, introduce a chance for some precipitation late Wednesday into Thursday of next week. For Colorado Springs, 62 degrees this afternoon. You may see some peaks of sunshine, but quite a bit of high cloudiness. Rain showers and a possible thunderstorm Saturday afternoon. Looks like a bulk of the activity may be a little bit further out into eastern El Paso County. 44 Sunday afternoon, 50 Monday, drying out in mountain. We're up to 61 on Tuesday, and again, introducing a chance for more precipitation as we go from Wednesday into Thursday. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the morning commute, and we're going to start down in the Steel City in Pueblo this morning. I-25 running in the green, both the north and southbound. If you're coming into Pueblo West on Highway 50, no problems there. Coming out of Boone, also looking good. In and between Colorado Springs and Pueblo, I-25 looks good. 115, if you're going from Penrose over to Fort Carson, no problems there. And in downtown Colorado Springs, I-25 looks good. We have a new accident here on Powers Boulevard. We'll keep you posted on that. Right now, not seeing any significant delays, but this is new onto the map. And then if you're coming out of Falcon into Cimarron Hills, running in the green. So Colorado Springs to Pueblo, 35 minutes. Pueblo northbound, 34 minutes. Average speed there at 70 miles an hour. Guys, back over to you.
All right, thanks so much, Chris. Suncor Energy, Colorado's only oil and gas refinery, which is up in Denver, is coming back online for shutting down for repairs following extreme cold weather and 2 fires. Unfortunately, it's not going to help us at the gas pump just yet. Suncor's refinery is one of the reasons southern Colorado tends to stay below the national average when it comes to gas prices. This progressive restart might help in the long run, but Suncor says it takes several days, if not weeks, to bring a plant back into service. Plans to hopefully be fully operational by the end of the month. Now, that's a good sign. AAA says part of the reason prices will stay high, though, is because once we hit April, gas is usually 15 cents more expensive because demand's higher as more people start to travel. And residents in Los Animas County may have been shaken awake last night following a very rude 4.3 magnitude earthquake near Trinidad. The U.S. Geological Survey tracked the quake almost 5 miles north of the town of Valdez near Trinidad. Happened after 11 last night. According to experts at Michigan Tech University, quakes from 2 to 5 magnitude, often felt but rarely cause damage. The USGS says that magnitudes typically need to be well over 4, if not over 5 magnitude before causing serious structural damage.
Well, attention parents, a popular brand of car seat is now being recalled. Dorel Juvenile Group is recalling more than 59,000 Safety First and Maxi Cozy car seats. The company says the anchors used to secure the base may fail, which would allow the seat to detach from the car. However, Dorel says it will mail a replacement to affected owners for free. As we go to break, here's a look at what's coming up on GMA.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, we begin with the weather because there is just so much of it. Not just California, but Nevada up to Washington State, over to Minnesota, and here in the Northeast, New York, Pennsylvania, all with winter weather advisories. We'll track all of it and tell you what to expect. Also, it is the final countdown to the Oscars. Lara in Hollywood going behind the scenes with the producers, breaking down what to expect from the big show. You don't want to miss that and so much more right here on GMA.
Salon services provided by Beta Salon and Spa.
KRDO and the Next Chapter program are highlighting the challenge of transitioning from military to civilian life. Our new series, Victory for Vets, focuses on veterans writing their next chapter. Go to the top of KRDO.com for more.
All right, welcome back, everyone. 62 today. We're going to see quite a bit of high cloudiness across the area. Chance for showers, rain showers, maybe even that isolated rumble of thunder tomorrow afternoon. Cooler on Sunday, drier Monday and Tuesday. We'll see our next system. You can see it there with the cooling trend Wednesday into Thursday. Average high for Pueblo is now 59 degrees, so we're above that today, close to 70. Mostly cloudy, 63 tomorrow, 59 on Sunday. Again, spotty showers possible, but not a terribly big chance, about 20 to 30%. 54 Monday. We're back close to 70 on Tuesday ahead of our next system, and 47 degrees on Thursday. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at our mapping system. I-25 here looks good. We do have a new accident northbound Powers Boulevard before Woodman. Not seeing any major delays there, so just know that listed on the side street there as you make your way up into that interchange, I should say. I-25 in the green, both north and southbound, and if you're coming out of Highway 24 in the Woodland Park area, looks good. Falcon, the same thing into Cimarron Hills. Guys, back over to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Chris. Hey, coming up on GMA, they're going, if you love the movies, you got to watch. They're doing a full preview of every angle you can imagine regarding the Oscars for this weekend.
I can't believe that's on Sunday.
It is the Super Bowl for the movies. Hopefully no slaps this year.
And you can watch it right here on KRDO.
Thank you for watching KRDO News Channel 13. KRDO 13 is now available on any of these streaming services and devices. See the latest on krdo.com/contests.